So California, we were just in Florida. They have no restrictions. They've opened back up. They've decided to live. I saw Bill Maher talk about this. He's been touring the country as we have doing stand-up. And whenever you go to a red state, it's no restrictions, no nothing. Everyone's living their life. You go to a blue state, it's a big pain in your ass. And the reason I say that, again, is because everyone's going to get COVID, no matter how many masks you wear, no matter how many vaccines you get, you are going to get COVID. Now, the vaccines will stop you or help you reduce. They won't stop. They'll reduce you from they'll reduce your chances from getting seriously ill or hospitalized or dead, but they don't stop it. But they do that. So if you get vaccinated, do it for yourself because it doesn't help anyone else. But guess what? California's COVID case rate, nearly 4 times Florida's, decreased vaccine efficacy to blame. Look at that. California touted its vaccine efforts as a way to stop COVID. That's what they told us. If everybody got vaccine, we would beat COVID. That's what I was told last year. If everybody got vaccinated, we would beat COVID. And that's when Nancy Pelosi said, we're going to make the vaccines affordable. And I went nuts. Why? Because if the vaccines are going to stop this, you should give them out. The government should vaccinate everyone. That's called health care. Government should be making a profit off us. Anyway, but then that was all bullshit. You can't vaccinate your way. Then we have Dr. Robert Malone on our show who explained you actually can't vaccinate your way out of a pandemic like this. And look at the countries, Singapore, all of them that are super vaccinated. Israel, they're having huge outbreaks of COVID. So once I figured that out, I changed my tune about a lot of things, one of them being mandates. So California touted its vaccine efforts as a way to stop COVID until pivoting toward heavy mandates midway through 2021 when the spread didn't let up. Concurrently, Florida embraced having the least amount of restrictions in the U.S. and is now boasting better COVID data than California. In fact, I don't know if it's still the case, but when we did the story a couple of days ago, maybe last week, Florida had one of the lowest COVID rates in the nation. According to 2 states' COVID data, as of November 6th, California's mean 7-day frequency of COVID cases, 6,288, has exceeded Florida's count by nearly 4 times their average, 1,473. California is beginning to see a resurgence in cases now that the vaccine approaches a time frame in which a dip in efficacy is event proven to start 6 months after inoculation with Pfizer or Moderna's shot and 2 months after Johnson & Johnson. So the vaccine efficacy wanes. And it certainly wanes. It doesn't prevent you to transmit or get it, but it wanes even in protecting you. Per reporting on the vaccine's efficacy from Outkick's Meg Turner, Moderna's 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine measured as 89% effective in March was only 58% effective by the end of September. Meanwhile, the effectiveness of Pfizer's 2 doses fell from 87% to 45% in the same time. Now, when they say effective, when I used to read that, I used to think, oh, it's 89% effective. I thought it meant 89% effective in keeping you from getting it. But what this really means is 89% effective in keeping you out of the hospital. Isn't that what that means? Mm-hmm. That's what we looked up today?
Mm-hmm. Reduces. Yes.
Yeah, so it's 89% effective in keeping you out of the hospital or serious COVID. Now it's only 58%. Okay, still better than nothing. Pfizer's 2-dose vaccine fell from 87% to 45%. So there you go. As for the Johnson & Johnson single jab dosage, efficacy plunged from 86% to just 13% over those 6 months. That's the jab Ron got. So Ron is barely protected now from serious COVID. According to this.
Right.
According to this. Now, Again, the amount of people who end up in hospital who are unvaccinated who get COVID, 0.89%. So I don't know. I really don't know how at risk Ron is. The data has been damning to the extensive efforts put in place by Governor Gavin Newsom to stop the spread in California, primarily through requiring full vaccination to enter businesses in heavily populated counties, such as Los Angeles County and the Bay Area, along with indefinite indoor masking. Why do I got to wear a mask if I got fucking vaccinated? Why I got to wear a mask? Oh, because I can still transmit it? So then you get vaccinated. If you're afraid of getting COVID, you get vaccinated. I got vaccinated. If you're afraid of getting it, get vaccinated. Now we're even. Now we'll spread it to each other, but we'll be protected from serious illness and death. To a certain extent. So again, I don't understand the mask and I don't understand fucking mandates because you're all going to get COVID. It doesn't protect you from getting it. You're going to get it. Okay, we already covered that. So there you go. That's California's success story. They're going full blown on everything. And they're not having better outcomes. So again, what I'm saying is, and I'll say it again, and people will misquote me, and people will maybe not even play this part when they do a hit piece on me. But you cannot vaccinate your way out of this. That's why you see the counties and countries with the highest vaccination rates have also high transmission rates. So I don't see the point of everybody wearing a mask and trying to not get COVID if you're going to get COVID, no matter what. You're going to get it. That's not me talking. That's the consensus of science. That's the consensus of science. You're going to get it. This is going to be with us forever, as I show you in the next story. Here's Dr. Robert Malone, who invented the mRNA vaccine technology, and this is what got the ball rolling at the Jimmy Dore Show. Something I heard you say before, that we can't vaccinate our way out of this pandemic, and we shouldn't be trying to do that.
In a outbreak, when there is very active spread of high levels of virus, you cannot vaccinate your way out of the risk of that virus during an active outbreak with an imperfect, leaky vaccine. And that's what we have.
There it is. That's a real virologist, a guy who's worked on vaccines his whole life. He's famous. And he said you cannot vaccinate your way out of this, especially with a leaky vaccine, and that's what we have. Leaky meaning you can transmit the virus even if you're vaccinated, and you can get the virus even if you're vaccinated. That's what they mean by leaky. He said that on that show months ago, and people are still not aware of it. Well, the OC Register was aware of it. Andy Slavitt, Joe Biden's director for COVID, knew it. And now you know it. But guess who doesn't? All the people who make videos about me, but they do know it, but they're afraid to acknowledge it, and because they're in a cult. There's a couple of cults. There's the Democratic Party cult, that's for sure. And now there seems to be some kind of vaccine cult, some COVID vaccine cult, that you can't ever have any nuance around any of these conversations. It's black and white for these people. The people who say that people don't have, they're the least nuanced motherfuckers in the world. You said something that goes against what Fauci said, so you're an anti-vaxxer. Whoa, okay. I want to let you know, on November 6th, we're going to be in Baltimore. November 11th, we're in Tempe, Arizona. November 12th, we're doing Los Angeles and Studio City. November 19th, Los Angeles and Studio City. And then Thanksgiving weekend in Portland, Oregon. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all those tickets.